That's literally the only response I can give you.
Wait, we started it?
I started the stream.
I don't know. Oh, okay, cool. Are you starting, Vic? Yeah, I'll start, Vic.
Okay.
Okay, so here is the semifinals for the Blackwatch Tower League. We have Pingu's Deathmachine.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Up 5 in the map differentials against our underdogs XD Diamond for the Tier 1 Diamond semifinals.
Yeah.
Good job, Vic. Oh, I'm one of your casters. I'm Indominus, and then we have Angels here as well.
What's
with
up?
me. Say hi, Angels.
Hey. I said what's up before you said hi, but whatever, same thing. We're gonna be loading into Nepal here, though. We're going into the village. This is a very small close quarters point, but you do have a lot of high ground around it. So what do you think we might be seeing here, Emma?
Honestly, if I was on the teams, I think we're probably going to see Bunker with Reaper May. Especially on this
Bunker
point.
is something we have been seeing a lot of recently. And the May has a great angle on point to get her wall. It perfectly covers the entrance, so nobody can get in, nobody can get out. And if you time your May walls correctly, you can split people off just to get an easy pick off. And of course, who better to play in close quarters than a Reaper? And already we are seeing the Reaper May.
Yeah. We're seeing Ryan Zarya coming out from the Pengu's Deathmachine. Is that Pengu?
No, that's
No, that's XD.
That's XD.
From XD, which is interesting.
Well, as Emma said, we do have the Ryan Zarya. Ryan Zarya do provide a more brawly comp in general, but Orisa, with the buff she's gotten recently, is really strong in the brawl on her own. We do see the XD do seem to be a little split up here coming out of spawn. It might cost them, but it doesn't matter. They have a Lucio. On the other side, we do have Spadiata on the Symmetra. You don't have a Lucio to pair with the Symmetra, so really questionable here. You want to get on the point first, but a huge hook doesn't register in a kill. The Maywall comes out. Is there any follow-up? It doesn't seem like there will be. Oh, and SSB goes down first. Andrew with a great hook. And now we see the threat of Symmetra getting charged up. The first cap does go over to XD, but it doesn't really seem to matter to the side of Pingu Deathmachine. They're just going to storm him in and take a point.
Yeah, so definitely losing that point first really didn't matter for Bunker. If Bunker, you know, you want to play slower. And XD really wants to play into them, running the Ryan Zarya. So, but once that Ryan gets walled off, which is a really big danger when running the Ryan against the May Bunker, you kind of just lose the fight. So,
and now we do see Symmetra spamming in at the choke here. Symmetra did get changed recently, for those of you who don't know. Her teleporter now lasts indefinitely until it's broken or taken down. But this is really strong against May walls, as you can just TP in and out of them freely as long as the teleporter is up. Now pushing onto the point, RXD here, and SSB antied and taken down. Thema does get a kill on the Pharah, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Coalescence comes out and Fracture just tearing down Ruben's HP. Nice hook, will take down Themo. And great play all around so far coming out from Pingu Deathmachine. And coming into this fight, we do see a lot of ultimates up, extremely strong ults, such as the wall and the blizzard coming out here. Now, this photon barrier coming in from Symmetra is so strong because you can split off the point and just play one side of it, and your team will be taking significantly less damage. And the huge wall comes in, the photon barrier is up, and it doesn't matter that Fracture's down. There's no main tank on the side of ED, and Andrew with the nano boost and the whole hog will take down Ruben. Lucio on the point, not able to do enough.
Pengu's doing a really good job at playing the away game and just waiting for that May wall. And then once that Ryan's walled off, they just go in for the kill. So I think XP kind of has to play a little slower here, play a little more together, and make sure their Ryan's not walled off. They need to play more with their Ryan. They're kind of leaving their Ryan out.
They can, of course, burst through the barrier to help their Reinhardt out, but they're not really doing that effectively. Nice shatter, gets 2 down, but the bongo comes out. The barrage is here. It can't get enough. 2 people are down. Busio does get taken down, and that's a huge amount of damage. Andrew's trying to bring this back, and the Mei wall comes out on point. Coalescence is in. This is going to be very difficult to kill this Moira. Hook comes out again, and Busio taken down. Not able to find any value on this Reaper. And it seems like Eccs cannot take this point.
So that was a pretty good play out of Pingu, yeah, definitely. They played bunker exactly as it should be played with the Mei. They ran Sim instead of the Reaper, but you know, they waited for that walled off that Rhine, and XD just couldn't handle it. And that's kind of what you see really against the bunker and the Rhine comps, right? You want to run into as Rhine and Zarya, you kind of want to run through past the shield into the bunker, but you can't with the Mei, right? She punishes that. That's what makes the Mei so good when running the Orisa. So we're gonna see XD switch the Orisa Roadhog here too, so let's see how this goes out.
We do also see the Reaper coming up from Lucio yet again. He didn't get a lot of value, but oh, never mind, stopping.
Oh, he switched his Junkrat.
Double spam into the Orisa shield. We were talking about this before this game. Yeah. Double spam into shield comps is very strong. You can just burst down the shield, let the main tank have no value. And
Pingu is running the McCree. Yeah.
Yeah, this McCree is interesting. The concussion blast comes out and doesn't find anybody, however. And it looks like on the side of XD, they're trying to take control of the point first. Yet again, this didn't work out for them last time. It doesn't seem to work out for them this time. SSB taken down by Spadiata. First cap does go over to the side of XD yet again, but just slower, more controlled play coming out from Pingu Deathmachine. It's paying out for them really well.
Definitely same thing happening, you know, their Orisa, XD's Orisa plays separate from the other team, which is, their Roadhog was pushing on point, so they just kind of lost it. Once you lose the Orisa, you know, it's all cleaned up from there, so even though they cap first, they're really not the winners of that fight there.
It really feels like
great hook.
Like XD aren't really prioritizing positioning at all, although great kill as he said onto Spadiata. That's an early pickoff. The Coalescence does come out extremely early on the side of Pingu Deathmachine. Able to just back off away from that. And we do see Pingu Deathmachine trying to hold really far up here. They have to be careful for this spot for the Junkrat. Noon comes out, but McCree does not really know what time it is just yet. Barrage comes out, but of course Fair taken down immediately.
And Nano on the Hawk to keep her alive through the Pharaoh as well.
And it seems like man advantage is going over to the side of XD here, finally finding a break in this fight. Able to take down enough. Fimo with plenty of kills this fight, and now Mad Lad on the soldier here. What's your thoughts on this, Emma?
So I think Pingu really pushed ahead there. They kind of got greedy, right? With the Junkrat, they have no shield. So I think they got a little too greedy there. Holding in the corridors. Their Junkrat just got way too much value out of that. XD's Junkrat got a lot of value. So I don't know about the soldier. I don't particularly like soldier. But his self-sustain's pretty nice.
Oh, the flank from Andrew. No, it gets spotted out just before he can get a hook off the map early on. Baits out plenty of cooldowns, and Ruben taken down. Spadiata with the huge tire takes down the Orisa, and without a main tank, it's game over. Easy retake here coming in from Pingu Deathmatch. Not really feeling too much of resistance from ED.
Yeah, that was definitely a big tire coming in. It doesn't look like XC maybe not be calling their rotations and scouting what Pingu's doing. Because it looks like when they wrapped around, XC was just looking ahead, so...
Of course, scouting is an extremely important part of Overwatch. And man, there's just so much self-sustain here on the side of Pingu Deathmachine. They have the Moira, they have the Ana, they even have the Soldier field just to keep their tanks up on point. Coalescence out extremely early yet again. These Moiras are not really getting the value they want, and a huge anti-nade leads to 3 kills. What a great nade coming in from Joe Walk.
Yeah, we're seeing the Coalescences come out early in an attempt to really, you know, initiate the push. But it's not seeming to work out. They're not pushing in when they pop Coalescence. It's too early. So, no values from both teams.
And another great hook. Andrew is going ham. Spadiata, another 2-man. The visor does come out. Busio gets a kill in return, but it will not be enough. SSB gets a boop onto the Roadhog. Seems a bit of a consolation prize, though, as Mad Lad Brad with the visor, takes everybody down. And very
2-0.
fast 2-0 coming in from Pingu Deathmachine.
Yeah, Pingu is definitely they definitely look a little cleaner, right, in their engagements, and what they want to do. XD looking a little, they're playing a little spread, especially for bunker, right? We want to run very together when we run bunker. I think you see the big nade that came out earlier, and he just throws bombs in, and it's free game.
And it really feels like XD doesn't really know what to do about this bunker comp on the side of Pingu Deathmachine. Personally, I would keep running this double spam, but if anything, I'd swap a Roadhog out for a Diva, perhaps. Maybe try and keep your own Orisa up a little more, but it really just feels like there's a bit of a disconnect in the players on the side of XD. Not really pushing in together or backing out together as a team. It's always somebody dying first, and a steamroll happens in from there, as you know, you would expect.
Yeah, definitely. I think also they're getting a little distracted because Andrew's really, as we saw in second point Nepal, he pushes their back line or puts pressure on their front line, and they pay so much attention to the hog, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, while Pingu just makes their rotations, that they're not paying attention to the rest of the, you know, 5 people on the roster making rotations underneath. So they're really getting caught out. So it seems, let's see if they can brush up on their communication and their scouting. I feel like is really one of their biggest issues right now. They need to play together and pay a little more attention as we go into Anubis. As we know, Anubis, one of the more disliked maps in my opinion. One of the classics. 2CP. One of the classics. But it is 2CP, exactly. Spawns right there. So if you play it right, you can stall out for a long time, especially on second point. You know, just pick those stall characters. But I think we're going to see bunker here again. Maybe we'll see a little bit of Widowmaker. You know, we have that Widow nest. I love to see a little bit of Widowmaker. But definitely probably going to see the double spam again, I'm thinking. You know, the Junkrat. Maybe Hanzo. I think XD could probably, instead of the Pharah, should run the Hanzo to burn through that shield. Because it didn't seem like, it seemed like Mad Lad was really putting enough pressure, you know, on the Pharah that even with the Mercy Pocket, all you have to do is put pressure on that Pharah. And, she can't get enough value, right? So,
of course, if you're putting pressure on Pharah's as hit scan, you're not only making it so she can't have impact, you're also taking away a lot of the impact coming in from the enemy Mercy as well, because she has to stay up in the air pocketing her or risk the Pharah dying. So right there, you lose a lot of your value. You can't get the damage boost onto some of your other heroes if you wanted to, perhaps. You can't really help your Moira pocket one of your tanks. It's just all going to be on the Pharah, and it doesn't seem to be getting enough value, not fast enough at least. Pharah is, of course, a hero that really benefits from being on the defense, because you can play very slow with her. But she really struggles on the retake, because a soldier, a McCree, even a Widowmaker can get great positioning on you, and have, if not an easy kill, if they can just pull pressure on you.
Just shooting at the Pharah. Just shoot her. Clip her wings.
Yeah, just shoot her forehead.
Clip their wings.
Man, it's so easy. Just shoot her.
R2, dude.
You guys can say PDM instead of Pingu's Deathmachine.
Oh, thank God.
Well, as you said, Emma, most likely going to be seeing the bunker come out on this point. This defensive point is so strong for bunker. The Orisa shield curves so well with this little platform you see near the choke point.
There
but
it
on
is.
This attack, maybe going to be seeing. Sinith, is there triple
Dive?
DPS allowed here, or is this a 2-2-2 lock?
It's not locked at all. They did agree for 2-2-2. They might not be doing it. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, it does look like we're going to be seeing dive on attack, though. The Ana and the Genji, the age-old combo of Nano Blade. It's extremely strong ultimate combo, but you do see on the defense, the Zenyatta and the Baptiste. Zenyatta, of course, has a Transcendence, can counter the Dragon Blade on its own, although if it does have the damage, it can burst through, but that's what you have the Baptiste for. You have the Immortality Field, nothing's going to die as long as he times it correctly. And on the defense, we don't see a hit scan, but we do see the Hanzo and the Junkrat you were referencing earlier.
Yeah, so what you really want to do with the Honda Junkrat, right? You just spam through this choke point is so hard to push through, especially if you don't make your decisions, especially running dive. You know, you have to solidify that what you're gonna dive, and you have to make sure your entire teams come with you, or else you're just gonna get caught out. So here we see a big boop on the hog here. That looks like that's
The
really
hog.
accurate.
Oh, and Boostio
But the spam
blows
comes
up
in.
Brad Knuckles. And Ruben take down the Baby Diva. Vasca does go down. This is a great pick. There's no res on the defensive side, so if the side of Pingu, if PDM, my apologies, if PDM do regroup quickly enough, they can push in with a man advantage. Although a lot of poke damage being taken here on the side of PDM.
It looks like PDM's gonna be changing to the bunker. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they aren't. They're still dive. They just swapped out. They swapped out for an Orisa ball.
This is really weird, but it's working out for them. Mad Lad and Andrew both getting kills early on here, and man advantage is just being pushed further and further. Spadiata, another kill on Vasca on the Zenyatta, not having the best of luck. And this looks like it will be a first point tank for the side of PDM. And Mad Lad Brad bringing up 4 kills in that fight.
That was definitely cool. It looks like they're gonna come in with their 2 big ults. They have Nano Blade coming into the second point here. It just looks like Eccs got caught out again. You know, they're
not only do they have Nano Blade, you
in.
gotta look over to the side of ED and see there is only 46% to that Transcendence. You have no chance of building that up in time to counter this Nano Blade. This Immortality field has to be perfect.
Yeah, you do have BAP, but here it comes.
Nano Blade comes out, the halt, the hook. The Immortality field is out, nothing yet, and Mad Lad Brad taken down in the old Bongo just come out on the defensive side. Stacking damage boost, this isn't exactly what you want, and it seems like on the attack they might be able to push this. Man advantage is held, but it seems like Andrew will be taken down, and Ruben there for the punish. Black Knuckles seems to think this is winnable, still playing for the win, but nope, Themo comes out on the Sombra, and eventually XD will push this point back. That was very scary for XD though.
That was. The Dragons definitely came in clutch there. We saw it come right through the middle of the point. So it separated sightlines from the Genji and kind of split the team in half. And the double bongo with the bear with the Apple. That's just overwhelming amount of damage. You can't there's no surviving that. You're gone. You're melted. Try again.
But we do see the Bongo coming out here with the Barrage perhaps on the attacking side. Another very high damage combo. It doesn't seem like they can find an angle, but in goes the minefield. No real kills out of it just yet at least, and it looks like it's being cleared out on point. No follow by Mad Lad Brad coming in with the first kill. Black Knuckles following up onto Themos. And the Barrage comes out with the damage boosted Bongo. Huge shot coming in from Boostio, taking down 2 and the Bongo, but the Resurrection will most likely be there, and it doesn't really seem like it's going to be enough. Mad Lad Brad takes down Boostio before he can punish the res, and finally we see the Transcendence coming out from Vasca on the Zenyatta. It will stall out long enough for his teammates to get back, and the Immortality field is there. This is still a very winnable fight for the side of ED. PDM going in, Dragon Blade. Spadiata is getting all the kills he needs though. Joe Wolf gets a kill on the Vasco with his nade. Symmetra coming out here from Boostio. Nothing you see from Saul too often, but it does get 1 kill. But it doesn't seem like these kills are enough. Resurrection does come out yet again. No kill off the pin. And ED doing a great job of stalling this point out. Nano Boost comes out under the Mercy. Oh no, that's a misclick and a half. Minefield's second time this fight, and the EMP completely cancels it out, but it doesn't seem to matter. The kills are pouring in red for the side of PDM here. Great movement from Andrew on the ball here. But this stall is incredible. This is exactly what you need on your defense. This is exactly what we were talking about before.
Yeah, they came in here. They came in here with PDM came in there with initiated this 2-minute fight with both their DPS ults, I believe.
Yeah, you do.
So we were just able to.
You do see teams just pushing in really aggressively like this, but the stall, especially with these new heroes that have come out, such as Baptiste, Hammond, even the new Mercy Res is so strong when it comes to stall situations. even on the attacker side, you might not realize it, but on the attacking side, if you can res your teammates to keep your man advantage pressed up on the attack, it will let you get the point a lot faster. And we did see plenty of reses coming out on the side of PDM there.
Yeah,
but
we
that
definitely
is
saw.
neither here nor there. On the attack, what do you think we're going to see, Emma?
I think honestly, same thing we saw before, right? Bunker on defense. Maybe bunker on attack as well. Push through this. Maybe dive. They always keep it interesting for us. So yeah, we will. We'll see the bunker on the defense with a Sombra.
I've really got to point out how much impact Joe Wolf had on his attack just now, staying alive for that whole fight, I believe. Just putting in heals, putting in a little bit of damage here and there wherever it needed to be. Just doing such a great job on this Ana to keep his tanks up, keep his DPS up, and put in anti-nades. Yeah,
the anti-nades on Ana are huge sometimes, especially when you're trying to clean up a comp. And you have healers coming in and all that good stuff. They really assure cleanup there.
On the attack here, we see a very old comp. We haven't seen something like this in a long time. Tracer Genji dive. Now, we do have the Ana and the Mercy here. Ana, of course, for the Nano Blade, and Mercy perhaps to help pocket the tanks. But Dream almost taken down before he can even get into the corridor on the right. Do you see Vasquez?
Spud was slept, I believe, too. They almost got the pick on the Sombra. He got a little greedy there.
And Spud on his own right now with the Ana of XD will get a hack onto her. Won't be able to take her down before she gets to the Mega though. Has to look it out, and Joe in the meantime taken down. Great distraction coming in from Vasca on the Ana, and just like that, a clean team fight coming in for XD. PDM not really finding the answer for the side.
Yeah, definitely not fast enough rotations, and they kind of lose advantage, right? Running the Sombra on the defense. You don't get that double spam that's so nice for first point hold. So you could get, the pick on the Ana in the back line, or, the hack on the Mercy, perhaps. But if you don't, if you're not getting the value from the Sombra fast enough, then you're kind of punished for it, for running the Sombra on first point.
And we see on the defense, we do have a Reaper swap now. A jump straight into the Reaper, not exactly what you want to see when you're landing. And SSB, even though we popped the Primal, getting taken down extremely low very fast. EMP comes out, and it seems like the defense will have an easy fold coming out.
And it looks like, Did he primal into the Reaper? He did. Okay.
I think SSB
so an easy 55% for Reaper there. Big hook on some Dream there.
We do see why blind jumps are so dangerous, especially if you're not hitting your touchpad and checking to see what the other enemies, what the enemy team is running. But I believe SSB blind jumped into the Reaper and had to pop his primal out of fear for his life as he was almost taken down. But we do see the Nano Blade combination is up, and early kill on the Busio. Forward hold here from PDM. They are gonna bait out the with that. That's a trade you do like. You don't have the resurrect for a little bit on the side of the attack.
It definitely is. They can early bongo here and feel pretty safe. They do. The XD does have Nano Blade though.
And a bit of a miscommunication there on the Nano on the side of PDM. Not really getting any value, but Ruben taken out of that mech. Reaper puts in so much damage at the close range. You have to be careful for him. And
I'm thinking XD's trying to play for their Nano Blade here, perhaps. But in playing for their Nano Blade, right, they're giving
oh no!
Oh, huge!
Bad Lad Brad TP's into the spawn of ED and Death Blossoms right over them. What are you gonna do about that?
Like, as I was saying before, Mad Lad decided to spawn ult. While they're waiting for this Nano Blade, right, you have Fracture over here just building up his beast. So, I feel like they just need to throw this in at this point, because, sure, maybe, they get one or two, but they're gonna end up waiting, and this guy's gonna have, Fracture's gonna have beat And then what are you gonna
Not
do?
only that, with UC Spadjata has the EMP. You can
And the
afford this
EMP,
EMP and
yeah.
Nano Blade. If you really just want to screw with the Genji, well, the translocator's out. This is where you would engage, but no. Oh, the dash comes
looks like he's
out,
looking
but
for
it doesn't really seem like they're
Wait,
ready
here
for
it
it. And no ults come
They're
out.
quite
EMP
beat yet.
into the hook, and yeah, it took way too long to build up this Nano Blade. You've got to go in with it faster. You let too many ults build up on the side of the defense, and Mad Lad, Brad, and Andrew taking advantage of this EMP.
Huge. Oh, I thought they were gonna stagger her. That would have been a huge stagger if they let Dream live a little longer. But looks like they're gonna put her out of her misery. So
like
yeah,
we're finally
definitely
seeing
waited
swaps on the
too
attack.
long.
And Lucio making a swap over the Junkrat. Hit the Tracer he was playing, unfortunately, just doesn't do that much in this meta. There's so much sustain, there's so much consistent healing. It's very difficult to burst through his Tracer. And oh, a sneaky TP from Mad Lad Brad over top, gets a nano boost. Will he get a kill out of it? SSB taken down immediately. Not enough scouting coming in from the side of ED. And PDM are just running over XD right now on this defense.
So even if they do end up capping the points, XD looks like they're officially under the time that PDM took .2 in. So
and this is such a forward hold from
this
PDM.
is a very forward hold, yeah. That they really know when to hold forward and when to pull back. Their Lucio is great about speeding them in and out of engagements.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Lucio's so important to how they're playing this on the side of PDM. The speed boost, getting them in and out of these engagements, is absolutely saving them. Barrier is already down, and SSB, easy kill onto him. We do see Spadjata on the McCree now. Got to flashbang SSB before he died. But man, this hold is just so strong. Lucio taken in.
Oh, I think that was our first
real fight
sort
now.
of team fight. Yeah, I think that was our, in a while. They keep getting picked, right, by Mad Lad in their spawn, or an unlucky hook. So that was our first official fight. But Andrew, these hooks are huge coming up for him. You know, he got the hook onto the Reinhardt, just taking out the Reinhardt right before the fight started.
And man, the staggers we've seen are brutal.
Yeah.
And look at the ultimates on the side of PDM. You have the Beyblade, you have the High Noon, the Bongo. You have every single ult in the game. Great halt though.
They
Takes
finally pulled Mad Lad off the high ground. Yeah, he's been sitting up there for I think the last about four times this team tried to push mid, and that's the first time they decided to do it.
And SSB is pushing it alone right now. This is exactly what we were saying. There's no coordination on the side of ED, and a hook onto Ruben. Great.
And we got a huge stagger coming out on Ruben.
Oh no. The poor baby Diva. The curse of Diva. Gets back in the mech, and no, that's so much ult charge you feed over to the defense.
Oh,
and man, taken down with 11 seconds left. What a great stagger. You have the Nano Death Blossom able to come out here. The Nano comes out extremely early yet again. Uncharacteristic of Joe, but the Death Blossom's there. Takes down Vasca. Can this tire be what this team needs to know? Extremely well-timed sound barrier. Cancels out the damage completely. And it's just a matter of time before the side of XD gets cleaned up here. Bomb doesn't get enough.
Going for the res on Lucio. They have 3 bodies on point right now.
Death Blossom canceled. No, the dangers of playing Reaper into stuns, taken down, and another clean win coming in from PDM. Very few kills coming out from the side of XD.
Yeah, PDM definitely showing why they're the top team in this matchup. They play much more together, right? Much more scouting going on, much more communication. You can tell it without even being in their comms. XD, they still have a chance, you know, of reverse sweeping this. We can still see them win. They're not out. Game's not done until you're 3-0, right?
Yeah, this is.
But I really think they have to improve on the.
Yeah, this is a first to 4, so.
Is this a first to 4? Okay.
Yeah, you do have 2 map buffer coming in for XD here, but this is still not the spot you want to be in. This is where you have to start wondering: is morale low? Like, how are comms? Are people feeling alright? Because once you start losing and you get into that rut, it's very difficult to get out of it. It's up to the in-game leaders to make sure that their team is ready for the next fight. They're ready for the next game.
It definitely is. This isn't a, position most players are familiar. It is a position most players are familiar with. You know, we know
It's
how
not
it is.
one you want to
It can
be
tough.
in.
It is not one you want to be in. No, PDM is definitely in the more comfortable spot here. They have 2 more maps, and it's looking real good for them. I really think XC, you know, they probably have to slow down, regroup. Maybe they're a little anxious because it is semis. You know how pressure-filled that can be. So perhaps they just have to regroup, stop and think, and rethink the way they're taking engagements. I think they're taking engagements, you know, they're a little sloppy right now. They definitely kind of, you know, smack their head against the wall trying to push mid. Mid is the fastest route to take. It's the most common route to take, but, you know, you take all that damage coming down, and even though you have Orisa shields, or even Reinhardt's shield, by the time you get to the end, you have no shield.
And hopefully we will be seeing some more together play coming out here from XD. My apologies, had to burp. But the biggest problem I've been seeing with XD is SSB. He seems completely split off from his team in so many fights, and it's really costing them. I'm really hoping they can figure out what the problem is, whether it's communication or just people not listening to each other. And hopefully they can put up a good fight in this next map.
Yeah, we're definitely rooting for them. They are the underdogs of this map. So we'll see if they can pull the win, pull the rug right out from underneath PDM. I think they can do it. I think if they, you know, play a little slower and play a little more together, I think they'll be fine. So let's see it. We're going into Eichenwald, my favorite map.
It did really seem like XD were comfortable on the dive, and Eichenwald's second point is infamous for having dive run on it. There's so much high ground you have to contest on the attacking side. So perhaps we can see XD pull back a win on this map, maybe rely on that dive. But of course, first and third points on this map are so strong for Bunker.
They definitely are. But you know, we can't argue with it. Bunker is the meta right now. You know, Orisa Hog. You know, you go fishing. You're always gonna pull something back with those two. So
Pulled port comp, as some like to call it.
Yeah. So we'll see. Like you said, XD does look like they like to run dive, or they have the ability to run dive, right? So they took first point of Anubis with a kind of it wasn't I wouldn't say dive because they did have the Orisa, but you know they were running a dive tank, so it's kind of a what do you call hybrid? We'll call it a hybrid dive. So, but definitely, we're gonna see the Bunker again. Maybe even the May for first point defense at least. Excuse me.
For those of you who remember, back before Eichenwald was changed, May used to be a mainstay of first point defense.
Oh, yes.
When there was only one choke to go through, it was absolutely awful to play against. Just a May walling off choke over and over and over again, always putting someone off. We got so much value. And we did see that PDM does have the ability to run the Mei very effectively. XD did try it on Village on Nepal a couple maps ago, but it didn't really seem to work out.
But did they have a Lucio? I don't think they ran the Lucio.
No, I don't, and that's the problem with Mei. Yeah. If you can't really get her in position before the other team can get in position, then she loses so much of her value.
Yeah, definitely. If PDM does end up running the Mei on the defense, against XD, I definitely think they probably should pick up that Lucio, especially if they're gonna run Ryan Zarya, because we saw them running that too, right? Ryan Zarya, very slow tank combo, clunky, good once you're in their face, but you know you have to get there, right? So if we can see XD pull out the Lucio and just speed boost past that choke point right into their bunker together, we might see them pick up this point, or perhaps dive past choke as well. As we were talking about, they did run dive for Anubis. So
we did also see the Pharah. Pharah, of course, is another one of those strong heroes on first point of Eichenwald. You can go right over that building, not have to worry about the choke at all, and get some early poke damage in, if nothing else. Maybe build some ult charge. We did see that the Pharah was being run, not to the best effect, but I don't think that was Pharah's fault on the side of XD. I do think it was a problem with the engagements on the tank side. So really gonna have to be seeing their tanks on the side of XD step up if they want to win this map.
Definitely. I think it's also, as you're talking about, the team just not playing together too. Maybe if you're playing the Pharah, if Mad Lad is on the hit scan, get up in his face a little bit. You do have a mercy pocket, so make him a little uncomfortable, right? Make PDM pour some resources into their hit scan if you're running the Pharah. Because before it looked like Eccs Pharah was just, you know, kind of he was definitely getting poked at and just kind of not putting enough pressure on the soldier for, you know, their hit scan at the time for them to even worry, for PDM to even worry about their soldier being picked off. So perhaps getting a little more of an aggressive playstyle with the Pharah instead of being, you know, so defensive and hiding around corners. You know, as I know from queuing with Angels, he's a very aggressive Pharah. So perhaps they should take some notes from you, right? Concussion mine into their face, give their Mercy player a little bit of a heart attack. Always keeps Mercy players on their toes. That's the key.
Yeah, of course, the Angels tried and true, barrage into a wall point blank range because you weren't paying attention.
Yep. Or shield. That's a
or a
classic
shield,
too.
of course.
You know. But for XD, they probably should barrage into the soldier's face.
We will be seeing 2 Pharahs shown so far, at least. Fadiata on a hero, we haven't seen him on just yet. Madlad on the soldier.
Widowmaker.
And Widowmaker, of course, is extremely strong against Pharah with the one-shot potential and the hit scan. She can make the Pharah's life hell, but we'll have to see if Belle Delphine can find the angles to find the opportunity to kill this Pharah. This is dangerous. They don't know there's a Widowmaker on the attacker's side, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Belle Delphine taking an off angle won't be able to get an early kill on the Spadiata on the Pharah. They have scouted the Widow though. They know it's there. And
have the hit scan here.
And this is really going to be a war of the takes. Ooh. Oh, but Belle Delphine, nice kill on a Madlad Red. Will the res be there? Concussion mine is down. This is when you would want to go for it and fracture. Great res. Doesn't get booped away from it. And again, Thiemo in this Pharah is playing extremely slow, finally taking a more aggressive position, but the one time he goes aggressive doesn't have his Mercy Pocket with him. And this is just a war of attrition at this point. Who gets more resources? And it doesn't seem like it's SSB. Black Knuckles taking him down with the headshot. Spadiata, nice mid-air on the Thiemo. We'll take him down. And can the grapple shot find something? No. Belle Delphine has to back off. Oh, and is the hook there? No. Oh, the hook is there.
But the great Matrix. The Matrix coming out from Ruben. Huge.
Great awareness there from Ruben. And nice kill on the Spadiata. The res is up, I believe.
No way.
But no, as you say, there's way too many people pushing up on the res. This is a man advantage with the hook on the Ruben. Again, these teams are playing so split. Belle Delphine, another kill.
Grinder.
And as you said, SSB ground into a little pace. Andrew picking up 2 on his own. Thiemo does get a kill onto Fracture. Infrasect does come up. It's 15 seconds of wall hacks, and Thiemo finally finding his own on this Pharah, taking down 2. And take a look at Andrew here on the Roadhog, going for the longest flank. Oh,
Thiemo and Belle Delphine, though, cleaning up on point. While Andrew's going for that flank, you know, leaving his team alone, and he gets picked off. He just got punished.
And Belle Delphine is really showing Madlad Brad what's for, taking him down several times. Madlad Brad says, I've had enough. On the Widow on his own, and an early kill on the Thiemo. This will bait out the Resurrect, and as we said before, that does give your team resources advantage.
That definitely was a huge play by their by XD's DPS, right? Thiemo got a super aggressive Pharah that we were talking about, and Belle Delphine, you know, hit his shot. No. That was huge.
And Belle Delphine goes for a grapple shot, doesn't see that Spadiata's hidden right there, but doesn't matter, won't be able to finish off the kill. And Thiemo finally taking this aggressive positioning you were talking about. Barrage is out, but no, Madlad Brad picking up 2 on his own, showing Belle Delphine he can play the Widow as well. And no, the Bongo gets cancelled out.
I definitely think, you know, you have the Pharah, right? You have your Barrage. But you have a Diva. Ask for Matrix. That just get clipped out of the air for some... For no reason. That could have been a huge Barrage.
And in this almost mirror comp, it does feel like the side with the Diva should be the one winning, but it just isn't that way. PDM are playing this Roadhog so effectively. Diva Bomb comes out, a nice kill onto Joe Wolf. The res doesn't seem like it can be there. Barrage is very aggressive with Spudiotta, taking down with Belle Delphine. Mad Lad Brad does trade back, but it's down 1 on his team. And Vasca coming in, takes down Brass Knuckles. SSB picks back up. Mad Lad Brad does get a finish on the Themo, but it seems like that will be the only thing they can get as the rest of XD pushes up.
Ruben coming real clutch in with those that Matrix. He ate a majority. I'd say about 3/4 of that fair ult.
Not only that,
I'm not
he
sure
did
if
also
anyone
get
was
the
around,
early kill.
And he did, yep.
And
He got the kill on Joe.
Can we get any value? Huge kill onto Andrew. That's so much tank line presence that you're taking down with Spudiotta on the Hanzo. Comes back, takes down 2. And now it seems like XD, we're gonna have to find another angle. Nice kill on the Spudiotta, but it doesn't seem like it'll be enough. Mad Lad Brad taking a flank, takes down Themo. And this is such a great angle that Mad Lad Brad is taking right now.
And I definitely didn't expect that
angle.
Hanzo pick. So Spud came out with that Hanzo, with that Storm Arrow, and that Mercy damage buff. And that just tears through that. It just shredded through SSB.
Now Mad Lad Brad, forward positioning, looking for some early pickoffs. Almost takes down the Orisa, but unfortunately not enough damage there. And has to back off before he's poked out. And Fimo on the Genji now. We do see the Genji without a dive with him. This is risky. And Andrew is off on a flank.
For the cheeky flank.
Almost gets a hook onto the D.Va on the side of XD, but he will be feeding a lot of ult charge over. Might even feed an early kill over to the side of XD. PDM, no idea where they are aside from Andrew yelling, "They're down under, guys." But coming
they're
up
definitely they're definitely sniffing that Roadhog. They want him. Belle Delphine feeling a little bit of pressure from him.
Oh,
and he gets picked off.
When you're looking at a hog on one side, you don't see the Widowmaker on the other. Great pincer maneuver. And Andrew's just having a field day with this team. Not being punished at all. Almost gets a one-shot onto Themo. But man, Andrew is just completely uncontested on this Roadhog, and he might not be finishing the kills, but he's definitely pulling all the resources he needs to for his team too.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think they're paying a little too much attention to him. I don't think they should ignore him, but I also don't think they should commit 6 people onto a Roadhog in Castle.
Well, it's the same thing we've been saying this whole time. And oh, Mad Lad Brad, another early kill. But as I was saying, it's the same thing we've been saying this whole time. Just a bit of a disconnect on the side of XD. Not really pushing S6 to kill the Roadhog. So they're just kind of leaving a couple people to go contest him. So no real value getting, or no real early pickoff that you could get. And Andrew almost gets another early kill, but it doesn't matter. Spudiotta too with the dragon. And the Nano Boost does come out. And Spudiotta looking to dodge. Oh man, hit the lucky shot onto Ruben as a baby D.Va, and Andrew will pull out the whole hog. Andrew is just going on a tear this fight, or this map.
He really is. They either have to deal with the hog, shooting them from the back, or deal with, you know, PDM's 2 snipers looking at their heads, right? So they're kind of in a rock and a hard place with that one. Maybe pulling out some Reaper to deal with, you know, Andrew in the backline.
Or
but
even a Roadhog,
then again,
you
with
can
the Reaper,
hook him in.
Yeah, you could. Then over the D.Va. But if you do decide, you know, to go Reaper against Andrew, right? You shred through the Roadhog, but then you're put at a disadvantage because PDM is running the double sniper comp, right? Or you can go with the Roadhog.
Andrew also does have the ability to not completely one-shot Reaper, but it might as well be. If you land a nice alternate fire into a hook, into a primary fire, and a melee, it will one-shot Reaper, assuming you landed all those abilities correctly. And it's just so much Reaper has to deal with. It's such a difficult time to play Reaper right now, if I have to be honest. It's really limited counterplay, or sorry, not really limited. There is a lot of counterplay towards Reaper. And SSB looks like he's going to be going for a flank pin here. Looking back to the quick play days of Overwatch.
They are running the May.
And if somebody comes out the right door, they can't see his hammer through the wall.
Yeah.
This could be risky.
So we are seeing the Reaper come out from Mad Lad. They do have the Widow and the Reaper on the defending side.
And a pin, it does get somebody. Huge bubble,
Huge
blocks
pick.
a hook, and Joe Walk taken down. That's an early team fight one. It's exactly what XD needed.
Check your corners.
Mad Lad Bro taking an off angle, will get punished by Fimo. Does have the Mercy Pocket, but Andrew again being the savior for this team.
SSB puts a little too far with his Lucio, and they got hugely punished for it.
Nice hook again. Andrew is just putting the team on his back this map. He is absolutely going ham. Look at him just walking into the back line. Spuddiata does get a kill on the Fimo while they're all looking at Andrew though. And Black Knuckles pushes onto point. Once your Arissa's on point, it's so difficult to dislodge her. And
it looks like XD kind of decided to take a more aggressive stance, right, on their defense. And they got punished for it.
Earthshatter comes out, but only one kill off of it. That's a very questionable Shadow Commander from SSB. And Spuddiata proving he is a better hit cam player.
Oh, we don't see the switch. Yeah, we do.
We do see Mad Lad Brad on the Ashe though, and Ashe is of course a hero that can one-shot the Tracer, and yeah, we will see Beldelphine swapping off that Tracer. And we do see Dive on the defense. Ruben's on the Zarya still though, so you don't have that second tank to go in with SSB. We'll have to be very careful.
They're probably gonna pocket Ruben until he gets grabbed. That's definitely probably their idea here. Running
Buffalo
the
comes out, and man, Spuddiata is just going through all of XD. Andrew as well. Oh no, Dream Moki can't find anyone to fly to. And this whole time, there's been 2 people sitting on the payload for PDM at least. Now there is 3. But this has all been a 4v6 being won by the side of PDM. Now the Reaper Emu is coming out. Death Blossom, huge bubble, won't let him get booped away. And this seems like it might be what XD needed. Although Bob does come out, Bobbert of course is very strong. But it doesn't seem to get any value at all. Oh, Bob does get 2 kills. This is very winnable for the defense, or for the attack. My apologies.
Oh, but the res comes out on SSB. So I wouldn't be too mad, right? If I was PDM there, they pushed it very far. That was all one push. Yeah.
And not only that, they still have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to regroup.
Yeah, they're definitely in a comfortable spot right now.
This is exactly where you want to be. And now Mad Lad Brad on the Widowmaker was out-dueling Beldelphine, so gonna have to see how this duel lines up. Of course, offensive Widowmaker is very strong, so hopefully Beldelphine get a nice angle to get a kill onto him early on. Oh, and a nice hit. Nice, just, you know, click on the head, easy, but no! Fracture and Andrew are there for the punish. Spuddiata does get taken down, and the jump comes in from SSB. It does seem like the side of XD will be fine here, but man, this is some good sustain being pulled out from the side of PDM.
Definitely, SSB throwing in the primal here, trying to get a couple kills, but he just gets melted through.
And Mad Lad Brad is good. It's doing so well about punishing SSB's overextension. And the pulse bomb is there. The grapple surge gets no value. Easy
no value, but at least it got 6.
And man, PDM just running through XD. XD overextending so much on that defense just now.
Definitely, if you're gonna run the Zarya, right? You're gonna keep the Zarya for your grav. Just throw the grav, right?
Yeah, we
you
did
switched
see
to
that
Winston.
Ruben was holding onto that grab for so long. And Black Knuckles, nice halt, gets 2. And Black Knuckles has been doing so well on this main tank role. We haven't really talked about him too much just yet, but he's doing such a great job of putting pressure on the enemy front line, making sure they can't dive for free.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I feel like if you don't talk about the main tank, probably doing your job, right? Because you're not. Usually when the main tanks are talked about, it's probably because they're getting killed too much.
Yeah, very few main tanks who go in and just frag out.
Yeah, he's definitely you know doing his job, right? He's maintaining space for the team. He's staying alive. He's eating damage for the team. his halt hooks, I believe their halt hook combos when Andrew, isn't on the flank, are definitely pretty good. They're always catching something in there. So unfortunately, XD, I feel like they got the right idea, right? They took a more aggressive stance, but it was almost too aggressive, right? You gotta find.
There's a middle ground, and you definitely
you gotta find the middle ground, definitely. And it looks like half the team wants to be super, super aggressive, half the team wants to be very passive, right? So I think that they kind of gotta find the middle ground between that. They kind of gotta find where they feel the most comfortable, each as a player. It's the hardest part, right? As your teams, it's one of the hardest things to do, is play like each other.
And of course, that does come back down to the same thing we keep on going back to. It's an issue of communication. And XD just seem like they don't really know what they want to be doing on some of these pushes. We do see a lot of splits, and yes, splitting up can be good for the dive, but you do eventually have to collapse on one person at the same time. And frankly, that's just not what we're seeing on the side of XD, and PDM is absolutely punishing it.
Definitely. Well, they still can take it. We're going to Junkertown, so we will see some. I love Junkertown because we get to see the Bastion, and as a Bastion, one trick season 1, and a couple. Well, no, I played DPS season. I was pretty big trash can season 1. Let's not talk about that. I like Bastion. All right, I like putting a Bastion on the payload, right? And you pocket him, and you bowl through everybody. It's the greatest feeling in the world.
You like Bastion and you like Slamberlance. Emma, of course, with the most fun comps to play against.
I'm just... Come at me. Can't run Slamberlance anymore. They took that away from me. Thanks, Blizzard. Oh, nope. I actually like 222. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. It's something we really haven't talked about. Sinith did, of course, tell us this isn't locked to 222, but these teams did have a gentleman's agreement. Only 222 will be run according to them. And frankly, 222 has so many strengths. You can really make a comp be universal, so it works in a lot of situations. But frankly, you can't realistically, there are also a lot of comps that counter those universal things. Because you can't really... this isn't GOATS anymore, This isn't, we're good at everything. We're pretty decent at everything. We're not good at everything. So you can run double spam into bunker. You can run super aggressive dives into death balls, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, and I know I keep harping on it, but it all comes down to communication.
I mean, it really does. In the core of anything, right? Communication's always the key. That is the one thing, as a captain of your team or as a member of your team, we say it, right? You have to play with your team, you have to know what they're gonna do, and you have to talk. Overwatch is unplayable if you don't talk to your team, right? You can't be in each other's minds. Oh, it is a loud thing to be in that spawn room right now for the attacking side. We got a boogieing Hammond. I have to get out of there. So we will see the Bastion, with a Brigitte and Baptiste, which is interesting, and looks like Turtle Shell double shield. Here we go.
We do see Madlad on the Widow too, so if you focus too much on this Bastion, the Widowmaker is just going to take apart your backline, and as I say it, Vasca taken down, Belle Delphine absolutely styled on, and it looks like ED aren't really going to be able to hold here. This is triple shield for this Bastion in 222 log. The Brigitte is just standing in front of him with the shield up. Man.
Kill one shield, you got another. Kill that one, you got a tinier one.
And this is where you absolutely have to go full shield break into the Bastion. You cannot be running this Widowmaker. You can't
Definitely.
be running this Moira.
That's exactly what they're going double sniper. I don't know, I would switch the Widow. You don't get any value of the Widow from here, right? You have 3 shields protecting this. Look at this. Look at, he's like a sea turtle. Someone put a straw on his nose.
Look at him just spinning around, look how excited he is. Well, the halt comes out and the Reinhardt's off the point, but who cares? You can't halt Bastion anymore. so he's just gonna sit still on point. The Widow duel is again gonna be won by Mad Lad Brad, and the hook is not enough. Mad Lad Brad takes down 3. Can he get 4? Looking for another, but no, his team will clean up, and a clean team fight.
I definitely think they're keeping the Widow, probably for the Widow 1v1s, right? But right now, the Widow 1v1 isn't your problem, right? So it's kind of like, you gotta pick one beast. They're either gonna deal with the Bastion or deal with the Widow, and I think their issue right now is they probably want to deal with his Bastion.
And the easiest way to tell who is winning the 1v1 is, of course, ult charge. Delphine barely getting to 40%, and Mad Lad Brad already having popped his infra sights. Mad Lad Brad is just going absolutely in. Delphine does not have an answer to him just yet. Didn't expect this Widowmaker to be so strong. And man, this is painful to watch almost.
This
Mad
really
Lad
is
is finally getting taken down.
And the lamp coming through.
And Ruben does get a kill, but it isn't fast enough. And Delphine does get a kill. Ruben looking for a kill on his Brigitte, won't get it though. And nobody to contest the point. No, there is a Moira on the point. Will she be displaced? Nobody's even looking at her. Shatter does come out, doesn't land on anything. Delphine is getting the pickoffs here that are needed. The Dragon Strike, yeah, the Dragon Strike does come out.
Dragon Strike does take out the Bastion. Looks like Delphine might have clutched out for them with Fimo picking that Bastion off.
And PDM really split up there at one point. Got a little cocky, it seems like.
They definitely did, yeah. I feel like they thought that they were gonna, you know, clutch that fight, you know, be able to cap that point. Spud got a little cocky, sitting on payload, trying to heal through a Dragon Strike. Yeah, I definitely think they kind of made a huge mistake there and doubted XD, which you never should do that, even if you are rolling a team. That game's not done till it's done, right?
Sure. Rally does come out early, but the Bongo is there in response, and again, another flank coming in from Ruben. And finally, this flank is getting punished. This is how you punish a flanking Roadhog. You have to send all 6 people after him, or else he gets a sustained huge halt, but nothing to follow up on it, nothing to get value out of it. And Mad Lad Brad looking for another angle.
And they're just gonna, I think they're just gonna give a point.
And no, this is not what you want. There's so many people behind the point now for XD. These are all staggered kills. This is all just extra time that the payload's gonna be able to just roll on in a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely think the rotation should have just come out, you know, from XD. Just rotate to that window that's right above the payload, or drop, right? You want to keep the high ground, just rotate. Your hog's picked off. You need to move.
Well, now we see on the defense, a couple ults are going to be ready. The Dragon Strike, of course, the most important of them so far. But the Bongo comes out. What are you supposed to do against this damn Zeus? The Bastion is just shredding through these things.
Bongo pull Bastion.
And very late Dragon Strike does get 2 though. The Immortality Field was off point. It will not be on point to help them out on the attacking side. No healers up. They are going to keep on rolling this in. They have plenty of time.
The Widow 1v1 happening up top between Mad Lad and Delphine.
Delphine finally manages to take down Mad Lad Brad. And Spudyata will get taken down. Reaper coming out on the defensive side as well. Delphine though picking up 3 or 4 kills in the fight. I didn't actually know.
I think he probably got a couple assists. He definitely outsniped Mad Lad, which is, you know, what you want to do, right? On this Widowmaker when they have the Widowmaker, and Mad Lad's gonna switch to the Tracer instead. I do find it interesting that they're running the Brig Bap healers. Can we pause for a moment and just appreciate their healers on this?
Well, Brig doing a damn good job. Have a lot more healing now since she got.
Yeah, definitely.
She definitely is a lot more of a team-oriented hero, and not so much a solo hero. But man, Ruben in the hook animation can't pull out his heal, so Spudyata bursts him down. There's a Reaper behind Spudyata. Turn around. That was made out the Wraith for him, but Themos cancels it early. And is this another point they're just gonna roll on into? Yes. This team PDM is just rolling.
They really are, you know. Their Baptiste fields, what are they called?
Immortality field?
Light them up.
The amplification matrix.
Amplification matrix. Sorry, it's a new I can't. Their amplification matrices, man. they're on point. No, they really are. They really are lighting them up with that Bastion. All he has to do all Spud had to do was just line up his reticle right in the middle, and that field will go up and just right through him. So, you know, they definitely, once you hear that ult, right, you gotta play corners. It's almost like, it's like a bongo, right? You either, except with bongo, you know, with the Matrix, you have a choice of pushing past the Matrix into them, or hiding on the corner, but they can't even push past the Matrix because of the Bastion.
Well, not only that, the amplification matrix also doubles your damage, whereas the supercharger from Orisa only does 1.5
and the
times
healing
your damage, and your healing, of course. So if your healers do get set up on so that they can shoot through the amplification matrix, it's just so difficult to kill anything at all.
It really is. We're gonna see Andrew on this hog again. Probably see some mad flanks, mad lad on the Hanzo. Another sniper. We're gonna see Spud fixing up on this Sombra. We saw that on Anubis first points. Knuckles still in the Orisa. And then the Bastion comps coming from PDM. SSV looking like he's gonna go for the Sonar Scout.
Will salt back off though. Of course, people do that just to see if there's anybody holding close. And considering how PDM has been playing, no surprise. Their immortality field is out early though. Great use of a great hook. Will bait that out early. The Resurrect does come out not punished, and it doesn't really seem like the side of PDM are playing for shield break, but it doesn't matter. When you have a hog pulling so much pressure on the back line and the shield isn't up the front line, Bastion just gets absolutely shredded.
Yeah, definitely. You know, PDM played that smart. They played their corners instead of, you know, they're not going to outbreak the shield, right? Running the Sombra against the Bastion.
But there's
so
the
just
early
play your corners.
That ED needs. Belle Delphine again coming in clutch. The hack does come out onto Themo on the Bastion, but no follow up. And nice Hulk hook, but the Matrix is there. Ruben comes in clutch, keeping his Bastion up so well. And Belle Delphine and Themo both taking out some of the enemies. Spudiotta does take down Belle Delphine, but it won't be enough as Ruben and Themos will continue to clean up.
So yeah, great support on Themo there. You know, Andrew was putting a lot of pressure on him, but we saw, you know, Eccs' D.Va matrixing and really protecting Themo. So definitely better.
If Forsyth does come out, immediately sees Spudiotta back out. He knows that he will be seen even in his stealth ability. And the Hulk comes out early. Will bait out to Fortify on the side of PDM. This is the opening that ED were looking for, but no. The EMP is there. Is the follow-up? Yes. Andrew going to ham. Belle Delphine trying to bring it back, but Andrew is just running over XD right now. Black Knuckles will chip in for his kill onto the counterpart Orisa. But man, that was so close, and we saw an extremely smart play coming out there from the side of PDM. They waited till the payload was just near the very end so they could get their whole team regrouped before having to contest. And that's exactly what you need to be doing in these situations.
That's how you play junk. Oh, huge shot onto Spud from Belle.
And Belle Delphine has been consistently performing on this Widowmaker as long as Mad Lad Brad hits it on the opposing Widow. The Supercharger does come out here, but there really isn't any follow-up. They can't really get any kills out of it. And now it's just really out of position. RXD due to that Dragon Strike. So they do get the Resurrect up, and Joe Woff, takes down Belle Delphine. The carry is down. Somebody call an ambulance. We need to keep her back up. Mad Lad Brad does get a trade, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. XD looking like they're going to finally take this first point.
Yeah, all it is clean up, killing that Orisa, watching that Hanzo, don't get doinked by him. We see the immortality field come in from Fracture. He's trying to contest point for just a little longer.
And his whole team is coming out. They will be able to stall this point out for a little bit longer, but it won't really be enough.
Not really. Coming at the streets though, they're looking at 3 minutes and 10 seconds, so they're probably not going to be able to cap this point. With a faster time slot than PDM.
But nice hack with the hook, and PDM already have the D.Va mech down. Ruben just running at them, trying to die as quickly as possible so he can get back into his mech. And on the attack, we don't really have any good ultimate combos that they can use. On the defense, however, Dragon Strike does come out. Is there a halt or a hook into it? No, but Belle Delphine does get split off. Doesn't get. Oh, just barely gets punished before he can get back to his team. And this now on their defense. This is such a difficult point to push into if you're attacking. This defensive setup is so strong. We saw it on the last defense. We're seeing it on this one.
It really is. I feel like, you know, your solution here is to go double spam. And you pick up a Junkrat, break through the shield.
Well, Fimo, it has gotten to kill onto Joe and takes down the Immortality Field. Mad Lad Brad with the flank yet again. PDM just taking such crazy angles. It does end up costing him.
Dream Mochi pulling out the Battle Mercy in the back, getting the res on Bell.
But great stall there from Black Knuckles and Fracture on the point. That means the payload won't be pushing up as far, which means there is a chance here for PDM to take his point back, especially with XD pushing up so far forward. They have to be careful not to get hit by Andrew.
Yeah.
The Dragon Strike comes out. Will that pick off the Ana on the side of XD? No, it doesn't matter. SSB's there to get taken down instead. Andrew coming in with another
looks like it might be coming out.
But EMP comes out. No resurrect for you. Belle Delphine and Team Lab are picking up kills of their own. Can they bring this back? Andrew does get a kill on Nevaska. But no, the whole hog is cancelled. Oh, my fault, there's no whole hog. It looked like a whole hog animation for a second there, but it doesn't seem to matter. On the defense, PDM will be holding. The Reinhardt comes out here for SSB. Seems to be a comfort pick for him, but frankly, in this meta, Reinhardt's just so difficult to run. And Mad Lad Brad on the Tracer yet again. Belle Delphine looking to contest.
He definitely is. It looked like they just got a little greedy, right? The Ana got caught out in the Dragon, needed the Mercy heals, and then SSB just got split up from the team. Right in the middle of the Dragon. Couldn't get any heals from their Mercy because all the heals were on the Ana.
And we already see a disconnect starting to happen. People are looking back to this Sombra of Spadiata in the back where SSB is already walking forward.
Oh, Andrew on the flank! But gets punished.
Themo there finally manages to shut down this Roadhog that's been absolutely running over his team. But Spadiata does get a kill in return. Belle Delphine does get a nice pick off. But the Supercharger is out.
1 for 1 each.
And it does look like on the attack we will finally see the point being taken, but it was not at little cost. Almost every ult they had having to be committed there. And XD finally going to be able to push his point in. Andrew is pushed very far forward now, can get punished very heavily if they're not careful.
Yeah, we see some else coming on the side of the XD. We have Bell with his pulse bomb. SSB might be able to get a shatter. And they do have Valkyrie. So we will see. They do have some ults coming up, but I mean PDM has EMP, so
not only that, they do also have the meat grinder of the Nano Whole Hog. So much damage gets put out. A nice anti will get a pick off on a Ruben early. No ults needed to hold this point. And Mad Lad Brad taking the fight to Belle Delphine. Only 45 seconds left for XD to even push this point in.
And Delphine here, we see him switch to the Tracer from the Widowmaker, trying to take those Tracer 1v1s with Mad Lad, so he doesn't just, Mad Lad doesn't have the ability, you know, just to go in the back line. Shred through their Ana, shred through their Hanzo. We see Mad Lad in the spawn, and a sleep from the Ana! But he just wakes it up.
The Nano Boost comes out onto Andrew after the whole hog. This is an interesting decision. But nothing really happening so far, just the resources getting traded, but Mad Lad Brad, another early kill, the Shatter goes straight into the shield, and EMP is there. This is it for XD, their chances of making finals slipping away. And XD absolutely washed by the side of PDM. PDM, what a strong showing today.
Huge. PDM, you know, they're just the prime example. They had the calls. Their players, their DPS were amazing. You know, their tanks, even better. And everyone was just working so well. Just like a well-oiled machine. They just knew what their engagements were. They took fast engagements. They got out. XD looked a little better, I think, on Junkertown, though.
what a play there. We didn't really get to see that from his perspective, at least I didn't. And seeing it there in the play of the game, just absolutely using Orisa to the best of her ability. Very well played all around from the side of PDM.
Very well played, but you know, XD did improve in Junkertown. It's definitely a hard loss for them, you know, semis, you're looking forward to finals, but you know, you live and you learn, right? So hopefully they will go back, do their homework, you know, play a little more together, and come back and get into another semis and, you know, even win the next finals for the next league that they're in. So the best of luck to XD and PDM, just a great showing today, and good luck in your finals match.
Thanks for stopping by. Of course, this has been Angels and Indominus casting for you guys today. And let Brad has joined the group.
We do a little bit of a
are we doing an interview?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Hi, Mad Lad.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, dude.
So we were super impressed, you know, with your Widow and your Tracer, right? You always kept Belle Delphine on their toes. So how are you feeling now after winning that match?
Good. It was a fun game. Like, we were just, I can't. Mark. Okay. Okay.
Good.
By the way, we've got a thing that every single time I do one of these, look at the player icons. It becomes very distracting.
A bunch of trolls. They're happy.
Okay,
They won. They won.
We were just messing about the whole time. It was a fun game. Like, yeah, you might have noticed with Joe's nanos. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
He was like, he was just not taking it seriously whatsoever. I must admit, I got a little bit annoyed at him, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's
GG.
alright. And
we've had
you guys did really good.
That's all that is.
Yeah, definitely. And we have Themo here from this side of XD Angels. Anything you want to say to him?
I mean, it was a rough first couple maps for y'all, but I really liked what y'all were doing towards the last couple maps. It really, you guys really showed a lot of signs of improvements, of adapting along the way, and hopefully y'all can come back and win this next time.
Well, that's good, dude. Thanks. GG's.
GG then.
Oh, they're still going. Your team's dedicated.
Yeah, they are the whole time until it completely concludes. That's what they do.
Alright, well,
You know what? I feel like they're alone in doing that. Gotta help them out a little bit.
Oh, don't do it. Angels, no, stop. Oh, God. Alright, well, I mean, you guys did great, you know. PDM, you played out of your mind. XD, I think you guys definitely, at least in Junkertown, you know, put up a fight. But, you know, we know how it feels. It's a hard loss, but hopefully you guys, you know, you come back better. And, you learn, and you guys looked good toward the end, so.
Thank you. I mean, we try.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, and you know, the game's not done till it's over, and you guys definitely, you know, kept trying throughout it, so. We definitely, me and Angels, we know how that feels. We've been there. We've been the winners, and we've been the losers. Yeah, we've been, you know, we've won semis, we've lost hard ones, so. Yeah, I think everyone knows how it feels, but, you know, it's tough, but you just come back stronger. So I think that's pretty much it. We will see PDM in the finals against
Nordic.
Nordic. Alright. So thanks for joining us, and we hope to see everyone in the finals. And good luck to both teams.
Thank you.
GG's.
GG, man.
GG.